Okie dokie. It is a beautiful rainy morning where I am at today. Let me grab my mat. Today you're going to need, for our release, you're going to need a bolster or pillow for breathing purposes, a ball, your ball, and a chair. And, if you want a comfy mat. I'm looking forward to this because this should feel really nice and we should get a nice little release in the areas that we need it. Yeah, so ball, bolster, chair are the needed things. We are going to start with a TFL release, which is that hip flexor release right on the front of our hip here, or maybe a little further out to the outside for you. Here we go. Let's do that. So we're going to be on the ground. We're going to start. Actually, just kidding. Wait, you can be on the ground, but we're going to breathe first. Let's start with breathing. Sorry about that. All right. So find a comfy spot, whatever that means to you. I'm going to sit on my bolster, however feels best to you. And we're just going to start by taking a moment to close our eyes and just settle in to this release practice. Don't think too hard about your breath yet. Just take a moment to slow down and be here, be present. Feel your body on the floor. See if you can notice anything that your body is asking for today. Any tension or anything. Good. Okay, now we're going to go into a TFL release. So grab your ball. Pick a side, whichever one you want to start on. And we're going to start with that. Bring that opposite leg out to the side to support you. I'm usually on my forearms for this one. And I want you to find any tension in that hip flexor area and see if you can relax into it. Take a deep breath. I was really looking forward to this because I have been going all week. And it feels so nice to have an intentional practice to just slow down. Good. Go ahead and switch to the other side. I know that felt way too fast. You can always come back to these if you need to. Have your pillow or your bolster ready for our bolster breathing. That's going to be next. See if you can lengthen that spine a little bit. Good. Okay. Now set your ball off to the side. You're going to need it in a little bit. Grab your pillow. You're going to sit on your knees if that works for you. Put that pillow or that bolster right on your belly, and you're going to come forward into a comfortable position where the bolster is kind of helping to hold your ribs down for you. And we're sitting in kind of a child's pose here, whatever works for you. And we are going to be taking some 360-degree breaths where we're breathing into our back here. So if you want, you can rest your forehead on your hands. Take a deep breath in and see if you can expand your back as you take that deep breath in and then exhale. That pillow is there to kind of limit how much you breathe into your belly and allow you to breathe further into your back. Let's take a couple more breaths here. We're going to take 1 extra minute on this. Deep breath in. Breathe into those back muscles. Relax that pelvic floor. One more big, deep breath into your back. And then exhale. Okay, now we're going to do a rhomboid release. So you're going to grab your ball, come onto your back, put that ball between your shoulder blade and your spine. We haven't done this one in a little while, I don't think. You can straighten that arm of the side that you're on and lift those hips up if you want a little bit of a deeper release. And you're just rolling the ball up and down to try to find any points of tension. And when you do, see if you can stay there and melt down around the ball. Take a deep breath into that back, just like we just did. And I think I'm going to change up our practice a little bit. I have my plan written out, but I think I'm going to switch it up a little bit. All right, go ahead and switch to the other side. I have some ideas. As I start, sometimes as I get going on these, I'm like, wait a minute. I have a better idea of how to do this. Deep breath into that ball. See if you can melt down around it. Great job. Okay, just pull that ball out from underneath you. And I want you to stay here on the ground. Go ahead and put your hands on your belly. And we are just going to lay here and breathe. And we're just going to take a moment to feel our bodies flat on the ground. I have my knees bent. You can either bend your knees or have them straight. See if you can feel your belly gently rise as you take an inhale. And then exhale. Check in with your pelvic floor. See what it's doing. Are you holding it in tight? See if you can relax it. We've been doing a lot of hard work the last couple of weeks. This is a moment to just release and relax. Good. Okay, now come on up to standing, roll onto your side, and then come up. Grab your ball, and we're gonna get to our chair. Come to your chair. Put your ball right at the base of your butt cheek, right where your butt cheek and the top of your leg meet. And we're gonna sit on that ball. And hopefully you have a chair with a relatively hard surface. And if you find that you do not have a chair available, you can always just do a hamstring stretch here if that's easier. But we are sitting on our ball. If you need to lift yourself up off of the chair just a little bit, you can. Find that any tense places, you can kind of roll back and forth over that hamstring. Otherwise, you can just do a seated hamstring stretch or your hamstring swoops. It's up to you. Go ahead and switch to the other side. After this, we're going to do a piriformis stretch. We're going off the schedule here. I decided that's what we're doing. Deep breath. If you can feel that ropey hamstring as you roll back and forth, see if you can kind of settle in on that and allow yourself to relax down. Take a deep breath. I know that this area can be very tense for some of us. See if you can just relax. Good. Okay, since we're seated here, we are going to do our piriformis stretch. So you're going to cross one leg over the other. If you want, you can also do this on the ground, nice and tall, hinging forward or hinging your knees toward your chest. Deep breath in. See if you can go a little bit deeper and relax into it. Nice and tall. Don't forget to breathe. Good. Go ahead and switch. Nice and tall. Hinge forward. See if you can relax that pelvic floor. Deep breath in. Keep that tall spine. No rounding forward. If you've relaxed, see if you can go a little bit deeper. After this, we're going to do a posture check. So come on up to standing. I know we've been doing a lot of breathing. Stick with me here. Go ahead and look at your feet. Make sure they're nice and parallel, toes pointing forward, knees pointing forward. Let's think about our pelvis on that beam, and our perineum is on the beam, and then we're just gently pulling it back like 1 inch, maybe not even that. Very subtle. And then let's think about our ribs. If you want, you can place your hand on your ribs and a hand on your sternum here on your chest, and think about stretching that sternum away from your ribs, just very gently. It's very subtle. And that's going to lengthen that spine right behind your ribs. Collarbones going straight out to the side. Back of the neck being pulled up toward the ceiling, like you have a hook in that little divot in the back of your head, being pulled up toward the ceiling, tucking that chin inward. Good. Stay here. Take a breath. Notice if you feel a little taller here or if this feels uncomfortable in any way. Notice how. Try to be gentle. Try to do this with ease. We're not locking our body into place here. We're just easily lifting it upward. Take a breath. We're going to stay here for a little bit, so don't worry. Take a breath. Now I want you to reach your arms out to the side, face those palms forward. Feel your feet nice and firm on the ground. This is called a lion pose in yoga. But all I want you to think about is the fact that you're taking up space here and how that feels for you. Stretching out to the side, slight bend in the knees. Take that deep breath in and let it out. You are powerful. You are strong. Maybe you feel a little vulnerable in this position, and that's okay too. One last big deep breath in, and then let it out. Good job, everybody. Well done. That was your release for today. I'll be here for a few minutes if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow for our last official workshop. And yeah, I'm super excited. It's going to be good. I have a lot of info for you guys, and it's going to be really good. Good to see you today.
Thank you so much, Susan. That was great.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad. Have a good Saturday, Megan.
You too.